What's up guys, welcome back to another video. I firstly apologise for not uploading in ages. Over the summer I've been working, getting a job, so I was out most of the summer working and I wasn't back till quite late, so I didn't have time to upload anything. But yeah, so apologise for that, but I will be uploading now quite a bit. I'll try to. Definitely a bit more than over the summer. But today I'm very excited because I've been wanting to do this video for ages. Probably in the last couple of weeks I wanted to do it. So today I am doing my World Cup predictions, my Rugby World Cup predictions for this year's World Cup, which is next month. It's so close. I don't know how many days, I think maybe like a month, just less than a month away, which is very exciting. So gassed for it. So yep, I'm going to be doing my World Cup predictions today. And yeah, I'm just see who goes through. I'm going to pick the top two I think are going to go through from each pool. And then we'll see what the knockout stages have to offer. So here we go. So I'm just going to move to the side so you can just see what's going on here. So first up, as you can see, we've got the four pools: Pool A, Pool B, Pool C, and Pool D. So I'll just read out the pools for you. So in Pool A, we've got Ireland, Scotland, Japan, Russia, and Samoa. In Pool B, we've got New Zealand, South Africa, Italy, Namibia, and Canada. In Pool C, we've got England, France, Argentina, the USA, and Tonga. And Pool D, we've got Australia, Wales, Georgia, Fiji, and Uruguay. Now, so first off, I'm going to start with Pool A. So Pool A, obviously, we have Ireland, Scotland, Japan, Russia, and Samoa. So, obviously, if you've seen some of my videos, you know that I'm an Irish fan. I'm an Irish rugby fan. I live in Ireland, and I support my team. So I think just in terms of this pool, I'm going to say Ireland are coming first in this pool. Now, people are going to say that I could be a bit biased here, but honestly, in terms of the pool, I think we can do it. Obviously, Ireland haven't had the best start to this year in the Six Nations, getting like third in the Six Nations, which isn't great. But you know, people are saying we've peaked too soon, but I don't think that's the case. It's whichever team performs well in the tournament. It's not about past results. It's not about current form. It's about whoever plays the best in the tournament. And in terms of this pool, I think Ireland are coming first. So I'm just going to put them first here. So there we go. Ireland are first. So yeah. So now in terms of second place, this is quite tough. We've got Scotland, Japan, Russia, and Samoa. I'm going to take out Russia because I think they're not going to challenge that much. I don't think they're going to get a win in this pool. So it's between Scotland, Japan, and Samoa. Three good teams on their day. Can upset anyone on their day. Even one of them can even upset Ireland. You never know. But I just think Ireland will be too strong in this pool. But it's quite tricky. I think it's going to be between Scotland and Japan. That is going to be very interesting because that is the last game in this pool before the knockout stages. So I think whoever wins that game is going through. Now, all rugby fans out there know that the Rugby World Cup is being held in Japan this year. So Japan are going to have home advantage throughout this pool, which is a big thing. Scotland, they will probably have a few supporters over, like all teams will. So they're going to be confident of going through this pool as well. Judging by current form, I'm leaning towards an upset with Japan winning, just because they have been playing really well in the, what is it called, the Asian Cup or something, beating like teams like, I think they beat Samoa, they beat the USA, Canada. So, you know, they can beat teams like that quite simply. In terms of Scotland, it's not looking great. They played yesterday against France and got absolutely hammered. 32-3, I think it was, which is not great for them. It was in France, but I would say they could have done a wee bit better than that. So it's not looking great for them. So in terms of past results, I know I said it's not about past results, but hear me out. In the last World Cup in England in 2015, Japan were incredible. They shocked the world. They beat the Springboks in the pool stages, and that made the Rugby World Cup just go mental. So anything can happen on the day, and the reason for, and I think Japan are going to do it again. I think Japan are going to make history, and they are going to get out of this pool. They're going to have home advantage. They're going to have a bunch of fans. They're in their home territory. That's a big thing in a World Cup. Yes, last year in England didn't do so well. They were in a very tough pool though, with Australia and Wales, so that's understandable. But I think Japan are very capable of getting out of this group, and I'm going for it. Sorry, Scottish fans, if you're watching, but I'm going to say Japan. I think Japan are getting out of this pool. It'll be Ireland first and Japan second, and Japan will make history and get out of the group stage for the first time in their history. So there we go. There is Pool A. Ireland first and Japan second. Now, Pool B. This has New Zealand, South Africa, Italy, Namibia and Canada. It's probably the easiest pool to predict who's going through the two teams, but it's going to be tough to say who comes first and second, because in the Rugby Championship there has been some results that have put doubts into certain teams like New Zealand. So in the Rugby Championship we saw South Africa come to New Zealand and get a draw, 16-all, which is very impressive. The year before that they beat them away, which is even more impressive. And they won the Rugby Championship this year, which is very good for them. They're going into the Rugby World Cup with some momentum. For New Zealand, they came third in the Rugby Championship. That is not great for them. But we all know New Zealand can just switch on straight away and change their form just like that and just come back firing, which is going to make it really tough in this Rugby World Cup. It's whoever wins the match between these two teams. And that is the first pool game as well. I'm sorry to the other teams, Italy, Namibia and Canada. They've got a stinker of a pool, and I feel sorry for them because I don't think they're getting out of it. I don't think they will. Italy have beaten South Africa before, but South Africa are just in a great state at the moment that I don't think any of those teams are going to come past them. So it is between New Zealand and South Africa. It's very tough, but because it's a World Cup, I think New Zealand are going to be wanting to get a third in a row. That would be incredible if they got a third in a row. So I reckon it's going to be New Zealand going first in this pool, just because it's a World Cup and they're going to want to play serious. They're not going to want to mess around. So I think they're going to beat South Africa. Just it'll be a very close game, but it's going to be New Zealand win, I think, and then South Africa will come second. Just because I just think it's a World Cup, they're going to want to perform even better. So there we go. There's Pool B done. New Zealand first, and then South Africa second. So in Pool C we have got England, France, Argentina, the USA and Tonga. Again, this is the group of death for me. Again, England are in the group of death, just like the last World Cup. And this is very tough to call in terms of who's coming second and third. First, for me, I'm just going to say England. They're not going to mess around this World Cup. They're going to be confident going in. They beat Wales in the warm-up game. So I reckon they're coming first. Now, this is tough because we've got France and Argentina then for the second place. This is really tough. Both equally good sides, I think, on their day can beat most teams if they play well. It is really tough. Judging on current form, Argentina haven't been in the best form. They haven't won any of the games in the Rugby Championship this year. They pushed New Zealand very close at home, but again, they still didn't win. In terms of France, they, like I said earlier, they beat Scotland 32-3 in a dominant performance, which is very impressive for them. So they are improving. They've got a good young side. They're bringing young players in. So I reckon they are gonna. I think they are gonna just have the edge over Argentina. Before I did this video, I was leaning towards Argentina, but just because of the results happening last weekend or over the weekend, I'm leaning towards France now. I think France are gonna just edge out Argentina, and I'm going for France to come second. I'm sorry to the US and Tonga and Argentina, but although Tonga can upset these teams really well, like they have the ability to do that. Like I think they beat France in the New Zealand World Cup like a while ago, so in the group stage, but France ended up going through. So, and on any day, any of these teams can turn up, but for me, I'm going for the two Six Nations teams. I'm going England first and then France second. So finally, we've got Pool D, which is Australia, Wales, Georgia, Fiji, and Uruguay. Again, it's a simple pool who's coming first and second, but again, it's which teams are coming in the first place and the second place. So for me, it's between Australia and Wales. Now, there's been some big news happening in terms of the rankings. I'm sure many people have heard this. Wales are currently the number one team in the world, so fair play to them. They are just edging out New Zealand by, I think it was like a 0.03, so it's not that much. But again, they're still top of the rankings, so they are currently the number one team in the world. Australia have been pretty impressive with their results. They have been pretty impressive with their results, not going to lie. They beat New Zealand. They absolutely stuffed New Zealand 47-26 at home, which is very impressive. They completely dominated that game. So they beat New Zealand this year. In terms of Wales, they won the Grand Slam this year, so fair play to them. And they are probably the favourite European side going into this World Cup. So in terms of these two playing, they played in the group stage last World Cup in 2015. On that day, Australia beat Wales. I can't remember the score, but I think it was close. But Australia beat them. Wales went through into second place that year, so this is going to be interesting. Again, they're looking at Fiji and Georgia again in this pool as well. Fiji are a very good team on their day as well. They've been doing well. They've gotten some good results. Georgia, I'm not sure how they're doing, but those two teams are gradually improving, especially Fiji. So Fiji were in the same group as Australia and Wales in the last World Cup as well, and so was Uruguay. So Georgia is the only team. If you just swapped Georgia and England, that would be the same group as the last World Cup. So it's very tough to call in terms of first and second, but I reckon Wales are just going to edge out Australia. Just because they're going to be confident. They're the number one side in the world right now. They're going to be confident. They're going to feel on top of the world, and I reckon they're going to beat Australia. Past results have said that Wales have struggled against Australia, but Last autumn they managed to beat them, so I reckon they're going to do it again in the World Cup, and Wales are going to come first, and I think Australia will come second. So that is the group stage, and that's who I reckon is going to go through. So let's move on to the knockout stages and see how they're looking. So here we go. Now it gets interesting. So here we go. So firstly, these are the knockouts. So England versus Australia, New Zealand versus Japan, Wales versus France, and Ireland versus South Africa. Now, first up, we've got England versus Australia. This is very tough to call. Both teams have got really good quality. They've got quality players, and they've got great abilities throughout the team. On any day, these teams could beat each other. England have beaten Australia, I think, more than Australia beat England. But that doesn't matter. It's all about who performs on the day. Again, Australia have beaten New Zealand this year. The last time England beat New Zealand was 2012, which is ages ago. And they only played them they've played them 4 times since then. 1 at home and 3 away in a test series. And lost all 4. So, and they lost in 2018. Sorry, they played them as well and just lost by 1 point. So they haven't beat New Zealand in a while. Australia though beat New Zealand at home this year. They beat Argentina at home, lost to South Africa away, and they came second in the Rugby Championship. So that is a good result for Australia. England, current form, second in the Six Nations this year. And they've beaten Six Nations champions Wales in a friendly last weekend. So they've beaten the number 1 team in the world currently right now. So yeah, that's a good result for them. So it is very tough. But do I see England in a semi-final of the World Cup this year? They didn't get out of the group last year. It is really tough. I'm gonna say Australia. I'm gonna say Australia, just because I think they've just got great. England have got a really good backline. They beat Ireland this year. They beat Ireland, Scotland, France, Italy, and then lost to Wales. So, I mean, they beat Ireland away as well. It's very impressive. I got it. But, yeah, I just think Australia have just improved. They've got players back in their squad, and they're getting stronger and they're getting better. So I reckon Australia are just gonna just sneak it on the day. So here we go. The second quarterfinal is New Zealand versus Japan, and this is where Japan's run ends. I was nice enough to get them out of the group, but this is a no-brainer, and it's going to be New Zealand. So for me, it's New Zealand going through to the semi-finals. Now then, we have got Wales versus France, and you know what? People may say this is an easy one to predict as well, but I don't think it is, because Wales have got good quality, yes, but they have lost their out half with Gareth Anscombe to injury, so he's not in the World Cup. So they're only going to have Bigger and one other fly half. In terms of France, they've got a bunch of players coming from Clermont, like Pinot. We've got Raka, who is really good. He's a beast. We've got Bassero, Fana, all them. We've got Dupont, the fly half, and Tamak. Like they've got really good quality in their backline and their forwards as well. They have great ability of throwing the ball around, a bit like New Zealand. But so it is going to be a tough game. It may be a close game, but Wales are too strong, and I think they're going to repeat what they did in the 2011 World Cup and get to a semi-final. So for me, Wales. Now then, this is the tough decision here. We've got Ireland versus South Africa in the quarterfinals. This is really tough, and I think it's really tough to call right now because we don't know what Ireland are they going to continue the form they had last year, or are they going to go back to what they did in the Six Nations? So far, we've beaten Italy at home, but that was quite simple. In terms of South Africa, they've drawn with New Zealand this year away, and they beat Australia, and they beat Argentina away. So they have won 3 out of 3. They've won 2 and drew 1. So they were undefeated this year in the Rugby Championship. Very impressive. Ireland's third in the Six Nations, not the best, but the year before, again, Grand Slam, series win in Australia, and a win against the All Blacks in the autumn. So we know that Ireland can have quality, and they can. We've beaten South Africa before. We know how to do it, and South Africa have great quality now in their backline. We've got that new scrum half who scored a bunch of tries. We've got an Ulsterman playing for the South Africans, Marcel Coetzee. He may be in the World Cup squad. So if Ireland don't get any major injuries, if we keep all our players fit throughout the pool stages, and we rest our big players and they're able to play in this quarterfinal, I reckon we've got it. If we don't have any injuries, and the good thing is, I'm telling you now, the good thing is, the way our group stage is run, we have our 2 toughest games at the start. So if our big players get injured in one of those games, they have time to rest before the quarterfinals, is what I'm saying. So that is a good thing, because last year, the last World Cup, Ireland lost Sexton, O'Mahony, Paul O'Connell, Sean O'Brien. We lost Tommy Bowe early in the quarterfinal. Like we lost a lot of players against France, and that was our last game. And then we had Italy before, so that was the 2 toughest games at the end of the group stage. So we weren't able to play our big players in the quarterfinal, and that's maybe what cost us. So if we keep our big players fit for this game, I reckon we've got it. I reckon we can sneak past South Africa. So maybe people are going to say I'm biased, but I have faith, I have hope, and I'm going to say that Ireland are going to make history this World Cup. We're going to do it. We have great quality. We've got Stockdale, we've got Sexton, we've got Carney, we've got Ringrose, Bundy Aki. We've got great talent in our backline and our forwards as well. So I reckon we're going to do it. We're going to get to the semi-finals. So I'm going to say Ireland, semi-finalists for this year's World Cup. So there we go. So here we go. Here's my predicted semi-finals. We've got Australia versus New Zealand and Wales versus Ireland. Oh, right. I'm going to start with Australia versus New Zealand. Again, a very tough game. The thing is, I don't want New Zealand to win this World Cup. Any other team, I wouldn't mind winning. Obviously, I want Ireland to win, but if it's not Ireland, any other team but New Zealand, except for England, I wouldn't mind winning. But the thing is, the way that the teams New Zealand are coming up against, they can beat them. So, and it's hard to say the other teams can beat them, and it's hard to say that Australia, are they going to make it to back-to-back finals? it is very tough. Very tough, but I have to go for New Zealand. I have to, just because the way it is, the way it's laid out, and what teams they're playing. So now we've got the toughest prediction so far: Wales versus Ireland in a World Cup semi-final. Really tough. Wales have beaten Ireland this year, away from home though. Could they beat them at the Aviva Stadium? Don't know. We'll have to see. We are who is it? We are playing them in a World Cup warm-up, home and away, so that's going to be interesting to see. But right now, it's so hard to call. Do I see? But I don't see both these teams in the final. That's the thing. I see Ireland making a semi-final, definitely. I see Wales possibly making a semi-final, but I don't see them in the final. That's the issue, because they're good teams, but in a World Cup, injuries happen, pressure gets to you, so anything can happen in a World Cup. In terms of current form, if these two teams were to play right now, England have beaten Wales in the World Cup warm-up. Ireland won their World Cup warm-up. So Ireland sneak it right now, but in terms of past results, it's Wales. So you know what? If you're gonna call me biased, do it. I'm going for Ireland. I'm going to say Ireland make it to the World Cup final. I don't see Wales in a World Cup final yet, but Ireland have the ability to get back to their form that they had in 2018, and I think they will. If this match happens, I think Ireland can beat Wales. So I'm going for Ireland. And here's the final, Rugby World Cup final. We've got New Zealand versus Ireland, and the winner of the Rugby World Cup 2019 will be New Zealand. Ireland's, there we go. I don't see Ireland winning a World Cup yet. I see them doing well in a World Cup, but I don't see them winning a World Cup. And as much as I don't want New Zealand to win, it's just because the format is like this. I don't see any other teams beating. So there we go. New Zealand, for me, going to be 3 times champions. Or sorry, not even 3, 4-time champions. And 3 in a row. So there you have it. There is my Rugby World Cup predictions. Thank you guys for watching. Please hit that subscribe button. Like this video. I will try and produce more content for you guys as much as I can. I'm going to try and do highlights videos throughout the World Cup. I'm going to go to recap videos. I'm going to do prediction videos for if there's different results to my predictions. So yeah, guys, if you want to send in your predictions in the comments, feel free. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and